like the first time, yeah. Feels like the very first. Hey, well, it's September 11th. It's a bit somber here in the United States because we got bombed like 9 years ago. But anyway, let's do some fun stuff. And I have this is the fight prediction for the Saul Canelo Alvarez Carlos Baldomir fight for September 18th. That's for the WBC silver light middleweight belt. Going into colors now. Anyway, I'm going to break down the fighters and then I'll go over, I'll give my prediction on the fight. And in this one we have Carlos Baldomir, who is 45, 12, and 6 with a monstrous 14 knockouts in those like 61 fights, 60, well, a lot of fights anyway. Yeah, so he's not known for his power, and I was shocked that he was still fighting. I mean, I know he's only 39, but it seems like he's been around forever. It seems like forever when he was fighting Zab Judah and Gotti, and when Clottey wound up getting disqualified, when he was whipping him, Baldomir was losing, but, and Baldomir got really good fighting a lot of smaller guys. Gotti is really a light welterweight, at 140, he fought him at 147. Zab Judah the same way, and I don't know if Zab really took that fight serious, but anyway, but he's long removed from those days. I mean, he's lost 3 of his last 5 fights. 2 are against world-class fighters, and Floyd Mayweather, and then Vernon Forrest, and another guy, Bonsu, who has lost 2 of his last 3 fights. So, not really. He's not big on power, not even in the welterweight division, let alone in the light middleweight division. He came in at his heaviest in his very last fight that he was in at 159 pounds. It's the heaviest he's ever weighed, and I don't think that bodes well for him. He won by knockout, but the guy he fought was a total bum and was like 19 and 15. Just thought that. He's only 5'7", so when you start talking light middleweight and you hear guys in that division that are 6 foot or 6'1", or you have crazy dudes like Paul Williams, he's very short for this division. Big frame, but he is short. And you start talking about a guy that's only 5'7", walking around like 160. He might look like Roberto Duran did in his later years. You know what I'm saying? He's had like the pudge, walking around, but he doesn't have Duran's power. Don't confuse that. He's active. He's a game fighter. He's in there to win. He's got a solid chin. Not a lot of combinations, but he does throw to the body. He keeps his hands a bit low, so that means he gets hit a lot. He's not great at timing or counter-punching, but he'll war with you, and he'll bang with anybody. And that's his thing. He's always coming forward. He's a good pressure fighter, and he can touch you. He doesn't have knockout power, but I guess he's got enough power to make you recognize that you don't really want to get hit a whole lot from him. Drops his right when he's throwing his left. He can be timed easily with that. He leans in with his head a lot, so in this fight that could be really bad because Alvarez is known to leap in when he's throwing the shots, kind of leans with his head, and but he's got a lot of heart and he's got a lot of it. So he's a game fighter, but as I said in the beginning there, he has lost 12 fights, so it's not like he's definitely on the decline of his career. He's a good journeyman fighter now. He's someone that's a solid name on your record. Now we're going over to Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's a 33-0, 25 knockouts, I believe. I really haven't looked there. Hold on a second. Let me click on it. Yeah, 25 knockouts. And, it's a 75, almost a 76% knockout ratio. But don't be fooled by that, because in 10 of his last 11 fights, he's won by knockout. So something has clicked in his training. He's 20 now. Half the age of Baldomir, basically. He's starting to grow into his frame. His power's coming along, and he's banging people. I mean, he's got great wins over Cotto, Coelho, his last fight that he was in, Coelho, Kamichis and Tyner. So he's got good names on his record. He's beaten good fighters. Jose Cotto, I think, taught him more in that one fight than he probably learned in his prior 30 or 31. So, you know, that was good for him to go through. As I said, 18 of his 34 opponents have had winning records. He's had 14 fights for a title already. He's only 20. A lot of pressure on the kid. He carries his power late. He's had 6 knockouts in the 7th round or later in a fight. And, you know, even by stopping Cotto like he did, that was absolutely massive in the way he did that. I had the page and then I lost the page. Here's the page again. As we go through, he's very good with his high-low hooks and jabs. He comes in, he's aggressive counter-puncher. He waits. When he sees a shot, he explodes. If you really want to see my breakdown of Saul Alvarez, you really need to check out my prospect perspective I did of him. For that, he does tend to wing it when he's throwing his power shots. He tends to lean forward when he comes in. You know, he leads with his head as he's coming in, and you know, that's why I'm saying there's going to be a lot of banging going on there. Throws a lot of feints. I'm not big on feints. If you throw a feint, you might as well throw the punch. But at the same time, if they're believable, they're good. He's not big on the inside. Goes straight back on the ropes. We saw this in the Cotto fight. He wound up getting floored. There were a lot of things that I talked about in my and actually show you in my prospect perspective video of him. That if you watch the Cotto fight, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be like, oh wow, yeah, Bigragu almost knows what he's talking about. But okay, so we got all that in, and I think with this, because of Baldomir's ability to take a lot of punishment, I think Alvarez wins this fight by a unanimous decision. I don't think he knocks Baldomir out, but I do believe he puts this away handily. I don't think Baldomir has the power to do anything with him, and if Alvarez were to stop him, it would be late. I don't think it'll happen, but I've been off on those before. Okay, so it's going to be a nice, solid fight for Alvarez. Another step up for him. I don't know why I'm adjusting the video thing as I'm in the middle of talking, but hey, so that's what we're looking at. Nice win by Saul. Next video up, I think I'll do the Sugar Shane Mosley Sergio Mora fight. Alright? Well, hey, this is Bigragu. I'm out.